I am Tyler Schenkelberg with Peak Property Care, and I started a pressure washing business about 2 years ago and quickly realized that there is not a lot of pressure washing work in the Midwest area. And with that being said, I wanted to get into reoccurring revenue, and I was going to get into the lawn industry. But before I get into the lawn industry, I wanted to break down every number of how I could be the most efficient, most trustworthy, most valuable business in the area. And so in this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what factors those play a part of. And these are the stats I'm going to be running my business off of. We're going to be running a two-man crew. We are going to say that the front yard is going to be 2/3 of the property, and it's 2/3 of the property because sometimes this isn't right. Sometimes that is not completely true, but considering the fact that some of the properties don't have fences, we can say that is true. And then so 1/3 will be the backyards. And so I will be running a hybrid method for my business, meaning that I will have one guy doing the backyards the entire time and one guy doing the front yards the entire time. And now in the previous video, we figured out our expenses for the month and then how much money we have to make a day. And then the labor is going to cost two guys, which is $320, 8 hours a day, $20 an hour, to give us $515. And that is per day. So that is what we're going to try to beat. And we are going to break this down every possible way. Mowing, bagging, trimming, edging, blowing. These are all the factors that will play a part into mowing. So we are going to take the calculations. We're going to figure out the square footage of how much square feet this guy can cover per minute. So the 72-inch Scag stand-up mower at 5 MPA can do raw 2,640 square feet. This is complete efficiency. It's in a straight line. You don't have any obstacles. So we're going to take into account the conservativeness about this and the different things that are going to help hold us back. So turning, maneuverability, overlap mowing, slow during detailed work, operator fatigue for guys working 8 hours a day straight through, inconsistent terrain, stopping and starting times. And so we are going to say about 50% of that is lost. That'll get us 1,320. So we got 1,320 square feet per minute. Conservative. So we're going to be using these numbers right here for that. Now let's do the same thing for the 38-inch. So moving at 5 miles per hour, we're looking at 1,400 square feet. Let's take that by a 50%. So we could say that it can go 750 square feet per minute. Conservative. Boom. So those are going to be our numbers. And now we are going to calculate, we're going to take into account the different mowing properties we are going to be dealing with in my area. So we're going to be covering just mowing right now. I'm going to be covering just mowing for 5,000 square foot property. Bop, boom, 300 for the 72-inch to mow. And then that would leave 1,700 for the 38-inch to mow. So we're going to take 1,700, divide that by 750, and we're going to get 2.3 minutes. So we could say 3 conservative minutes to do a 5,000 square foot property. So for 3,300, we're going to divide that by 1,320, and we are going to get 2.5 minutes. And then we're going to say 3 conservative minutes for a 5,000 square foot property. So I have to make $100 an hour as a mowing business to stay profitable, to make margins. So I need to charge $5 if I can get a property done in that time. Boom. Okay, go for the 7,500 square foot prop. Boom. So 7,500. I think this is 5,000 for the 72-inch, and then 2,500 for the 38-inch. So we take 5,000, divide that by 1,320, and we get 3.7 minutes. 0.7 So we'll say 4 conservative minutes. So then let's take 2,500, we'll divide that by 750, and we will get 3.3 minutes, which is 4 minutes conservative. And then we're gonna take 1.66666666 times that by 4. So it means we have to charge 6.66, so let's say $7. Let's go on to our 10,000 square foot property. So we have 6,600, 3,300 for the 72 inch, 38 inch. So we take 6,600 to divide that by 1320. We get 5. Conservatively, let's go 6. Conservatively. It's a very repetitive video, so don't care, then just move on. But if we want to do this the way I want to do it, by taking control of the whole neighborhood and providing the best prices and the best value for my clients, then it's got to be done this way. So this is 4.4. We can say conservatively 5 minutes. Conservatively. So if this one takes 6 minutes, so we have to charge $10. This is $8, so we're rounded up to 9. Now, I really don't need to put both of these because we're planning on having all of these, the mowing, be done at the same time, so I don't have to charge $19. All we're spending at the property is 6 minutes. Conservatively, we're spending 6 minutes, so all we would have to charge is $10, right? And so we're gonna do 2 more properties. We'll go 12,500 property. Actually, we'll make this the last one, and then we'll add all the math over here. And we get 8,250 for the 72 inch. 8,250 minus 12,500 is 4,250 for the 38 inch. So after that, we are going to take 8,250, divide this by 1320. We're going to get 6.25, so 7 conservative minutes. Then we're going to take 4,200, divide that by 750. We're going to get 5.6 minutes. So we can say this takes 6 conservative. So 6 minutes conservatively, we can see that's 10 over here. $10, and that will get us $12. Now, remember, this is a perfect scenario of all the properties are right next to each other, and there's at least 1 minute, not even at least 1 minute between each of the properties. But the only conservativeness we have in this calculation is the raw. We know what the raw are for each stand-up, and then now we're doing the conservative time for each stand-up of what they can travel for 5 miles per hour. But now, let's get into the bread and butter of this, the money. So, in an 8-hour day, 60 minutes divided by 3, I can handle 20 properties per hour is PPH. Properties per hour times 8 hours in a day, 160 a day. So you're looking at 160 a day for 5,000 square foot properties. Now, we are spending 4 minutes at these. So 60 divided by 4, we are getting 15 PP, which would mean in an 8-hour day, we can get 120 in a day. So for the 10,000 square foot properties, we're gonna go 6 divided by 6, we'll get 10 done in a day, times 8, so 10 PPH, 80 a day. Now the last one, 60 divided by 7, 8.5 PPH. We'll go 8 PPH times 8, would be about 64. Now, most of the property sizes are about 7,500 in my area. They're either 7,500 or they're 10,000. So, if I were to get these done in a day, so this means that I could charge the minimum of what I had to charge. So this isn't a perfect world, so I'm actually not going to charge these rates right now until I can prove the numbers. So I'm going to add about 20 to 30% fluff so I can stay profitable and prove this concept. And then if I can prove this concept, and then I'm going to scale this business model from neighborhood. $5 is the limited time that you need to price that project to make profitability. So if I'm doing 160 properties in a day and I times that by 5, that's going to be $800 in a day. Minus the $1,500, that'll get us 85 divided by $800 that we made will give us 30% margins. So we are going to go $800. Go 7 times 120, 85, because that is our expenses. We get 325. Divide that back by 840, and we are going to get 38% margins. Then we take 800 minus 515, divide that by 800. We get 285 for this, 0.35% margins. Then we are going to take 10, that is back to $800. We know exactly the calculation where that's at, and 285, and then we get 35% margins. Okay, if we can get houses done in a day, 12 times 12. See, now this would not work. Let me explain why. 768 minus 515 divided by 768. We are barely making margin for this. 253.32% margins. So these are all the calculations for mowing. If you have a 5,000 square foot properties, you can get 3 done. Remember, this is all in a row. Then you'd have to charge $5 per one to make 35% margins of $800 in a day. Okay, so this is just the raw count. We're gonna keep the 2 that mean the most to me, which are going to be the 25 or the 7,500 and the 10,000 square foot property. Meaning that charging $15 for you, charging $15 or $20 for this guy is very, very reasonable. And it can be done. And that is only if you're mowing. Now trimming, we're gonna break down trimming now, but we're gonna keep these numbers as well because we're gonna add on top of these. So from now on, everything should be pretty simplified and pretty calculated from here on out. Just because figuring all of this out and the mowing is the most important part. It's gonna take the longest, especially if you don't have the equipment for it. But let's recap of mowing. 7,500 square foot property will take about 4 minutes for each rig to do, which I can do 15 properties per hour, 120 properties per day in an 8-hour time period, which gets me $840 if I'm charging, I think it was $5 per lawn, which $5 is insane, which I would obviously charge something around the rate of 15 or something, I'd say so. But I'd start at 15, and then I want to run this business completely transparent. So if I can come down to 10, 7, 5, then I'll absolutely do that, and I definitely want to do that. But right now we're going to start at 15 just so I can get the numbers right, because this is saying I can charge it at $5. Most lawn companies function at 10 to 20% net margins. So this is pretty crazy if we can pull that off. So 10,000 square foot property, 6 minutes per property. I think it was $8 per property, charging 10 houses per hour, $80 or 80 houses per day, and then 800 per day as well. So now we're going to break down trimming. Cross that guy off. So trimming. We are going to assume that 7,500 prop takes about 8 minutes per prop. 8 minutes per prop for one guy. Divide that by 2 equals 4. So you're looking at 4 minutes per prop with 2 guys. Let's do our math equation. 60 divided by 4 gets us 15 times 8. So then we go 60 in an hour divided by 4 minutes in that hour, which will get us 15 prop per hour. So if we can do 15 prop per hour, we can get 120 done in a day. Now this is for the 7,500 square foot property. So make a line here. That was not even a line. 10,000 square foot property. So we're going to say that obviously it's going to take 1.5x time or 1.25x more than that. So it's going to take 10 minutes per property. Divide that by 2, we get 5. So then we take 60 divided by 5, and then we will get, I think it's 12 properties per hour, and then that will get us 12 times 8 is 96. I think 12 times 8 is 96 a day. Boom. So, 96. So we can get 10 minutes per property, 5 minutes per property. So we can charge 12. We can get 12 done in an hour. $100 divided by 60 minutes in an hour. We times that by how many properties we can get done in an hour. So we times that by 12. So we are going to be, don't hit the camera. Is this thing on? Sorry. 5 minutes. So that means we go 100 divided by 60. And then we times that by 5. And that will get us $8.33. So we can say $9. So we have to charge $9 more on top of that. 4 minutes, and then we're going to get $6, 6.66. So then we can easily just say this is $7. So each property that needs mowing and trimming will get, just trimming is $9 and $7. So that means on a 7,500 square foot property, or mow plus trim equals, you're looking at $12 for 8 minutes at property. For a 10,000 square foot property, mow plus trim, so that's $5. This is $7 equals bang. So here we have $9 trim, $8 mow, boom. And this will take, so we have to charge them $17 to mow and trim a 10,000 square foot property. So this will also take, this takes 5 minutes, this takes 6 minutes, then you're looking at 11, that doesn't even make sense. 5 minutes, 7, 5, 6 times. Where am I screwing this up? That'll take 8 minutes. Oh, what am I doing? 5 minutes, 6 minutes, this will take 11 minutes. So on average, for mowing for trimming a 7,500 square foot property, it'll take 8 minutes, Jesus Christ. So trimming a property at 7,500 square feet on average will take 4 minutes, and trimming a property at a 10,000 square foot property will take 5 minutes. This is with a 2-man crew. So solo, you're looking at 10 and 8. So if you're looking at mowing and trimming, you're looking at $12 of 8 minutes. So now let's check our math. 100 divided by 60, 1.6667. Then we're going to times that by 8 minutes. So we have to charge $13. So our math is a little wrong. We have to charge $13 if we want to do that and stay above margins. So now 800 divided by 60 times that by 11 minutes, we're looking at 18. So we're just below of what we need to be charging. So for a 10,000 square foot property, it's $18.33 if you're spending 11 minutes at the property. 5 minutes divided by 60, 16 divided by 5, 12. So we can get 12 properties done. And 25, 8.3. You gotta charge $9 for that. So for minimum, and for all of these, we're gonna be conservative, add 1 more minute for travel time. So we're gonna add 1 minute to everything. Yep, so for equipment exchange, we're gonna add 1 minute to everything. So this will be 12 minutes. So equivalently, we can add $1 more to each of these. So we'll go 9, we'll go 10, and we'll go 6, and we'll go 8. So you're $14, you're looking at $19. So how to stay above it, we're gonna do equipment exchange 1 minute. Equipment exchange 1 minute. So that will be for trimming. Next, let's go on to blowing. Bagging. Bah! So 7,500 square foot prop. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's fucking 5 of these. God damn it. Woo! 4 minutes per property, 2 minutes per man. So 2 men per property. So that means 30 properties per hour, which means 240 properties per day. 40 properties per day, which would mean you have to charge 1.66. So that would be property 30 divided by 100. Nope, 100 by 30. You're looking at 28% margins on that. which would mean 160 properties a day, which would mean 3 times 1.60 gives you $5 per property. And then you take 160 times $5. You divide that, or you minus that by your expenses. You divide that by 800 again, and you're going to get 35% margins. So we're going to be breaking down the bagging now. So honestly, we're going to do the math down here. 7,500 square foot property. It'll take 4 more minutes to go back and load. And if I had the trash cans there, then it should be a very seamless process. So 4 minutes per property. So if we go, 15 per properties per hour, and we can get 120 of those done in a day, which only means that we can charge $7 per property. And then all we have to do is go 160 times 120 times $7 per property, which gets you $840. We're going to subtract that by 515, divide that by 840 again, and then we're going to get 38% margins. Boom. So now we can only assume that for 7,500, so this is how we're going to do this. We'll go 7,500. We'll divide that by 10,000. Shoot. So it's 0.25. So we'll go 0.25 times, we'll go 1.25 times 4, and that'll give us 5 minutes. So 5 minutes per property, and then 5 minutes per property, where we at 12 properties per hour, which would only mean that we can get 96 done in a day, and that would be $9 per property. So then we're going to take 96 times 9, and we get 846, 864, divide or minus that by 515, and then we're going to divide that by 864 again, and we're going to get 40% margins on this bad boy. Does that look right? Yeah, I think right. $9. So boom. The last and final thing will be edging. Then we are done. So we're gonna cross out edging over here, and then we're gonna delete all of our beautiful work. Oh, it clears this bit up. So let's break this down for the last time. 7,500 prop, 10,000 square foot prop. Now this is where it's going to start getting goddamn expensive, because edging is not a quick process. So we're going to say 6 minutes per property. These need to be way bigger. 6 minutes per property. So this could only say that this is 8 minutes per property. Poor A. So this means we can get 10 properties per hour. In an 8-hour day, that is going to be 80 properties per hour, and it's a day. So this could only mean that we're going to take 6 times that by 1.66666. We're going to get 99. And then we're going to go $10 per property. Right? If y'all following me here? Yep. And 60 divided by 8. And we're going to get 7.5 properties per hour. Times that by 8. We're going to go 60 per day. Now, 8 minutes times 1.6666666 is $14 per property. So now if we take 80 times 100, or 80 times 10 properties per time, divide that, or subtract that by $515 at a daily expense, divide that by 800, and we're going to get 36% margins. Let's go 60 times 14, 840 minus 515, divided by 840 again, and you're going to get 38% margins. So now we are going to use this information, and we're going to break down the package that I am going to offer to everybody. I'm going to be offering to put all these numbers to work and seeing how cheap I can get and comparing my prices to the prices that I just proved. Okay, let's get a couple things straight. Alex Hormozi, the godfather of business, who started acquisition.com after owning 9 businesses and selling them all. And then he started a multi-million-dollar business that he does that much numbers yearly around. So always keep everything simple. And if you're going to offer packages, you have to do it very precisely so you don't overwhelm the buyer. But I'm going to be going against what he's saying because the business model that I'm going for is I want to create value for as many people in the shortest amount of area that I physically possibly can. So with that being said, I will be offering 6 packages that cover mowing, trimming, blowing, bagging, and edging. So we have our quick cut. I don't even know if you guys can see this. Quick cut, clean cut, basic cut, bad cut, clean edge, full service. Quick cut, only mowing and blowing. Clean cut, mowing with bagging and blowing. Basic cut, mowing, no bagging, weed whacking, blowing. Bagged cut, mowing with bagging, weed whacking, blowing. Clean edge, mowing, no bagging, weed whacking, blowing, edging, and then obviously all of them for the services. $15, $35, $45. Now, with the numbers that I just proved on here, we're gonna match all of these to see if the prices that I'm offering are correct. Because really, the plan is no one's ever heard of mowing their lawn for $15. And if I can mow someone's lawn for $15 and make great margins off of it, then I'm winning. But if they say no and they don't want it, then I can counter them with even less money for a trial. And then if they do like the services we provide and what we do, then I can definitely say, hey, if you like what we're for, then please be with us and pay what we are worth. So let's break this down. Basic cut. I'm gonna condense this quick. So go after the first package. Quick cut. So we're gonna start off over here. Quick, $15. I'm gonna start with 7,500 square foot properties because that's the most common property in my area. Quick cut, $15. This is going to be mowing and blowing. So mowing, 4 minutes. Blowing, that's bagging, 2 minutes. So now $5 plus $7, $12, 6 minutes. But remember, we need that 1 minute. We need to add that 1 minute of plus 1 minute plus $2 for that 1 minute. And that will equal 6, 7 minutes. That is 7, 12, 13, $14. Now we go, 1.66666 times 7 minutes, and you get $11. So at the time I'm there doing all of these, it'll cost me $11 to be there. So running $15 will be totally okay with making margins. So we're good on that package. So we're still good here. 7 minutes to be charged $11. Let's go over the clean cut now. So this will be mowing with bagging. Mow plus blow plus up. Mowing, 4 minutes, $7. Plus blowing, which will take 2 minutes, which will cost $3. Plus bagging, which will be 4 minutes. Plus $3, bagging, $7. 2 minutes for the other services we have to offer, the additional services. So we're gonna say that is $3. So this will get us 12 minutes. This will get us 14, 15, 16, 17. That'll be $20. Clean cut is priced at $25. So with that being said, we're taking 12 minutes of our time and we're going to times it by 1.666666. And that will equal $20. Boom, bop, bada, bow. So we're still $20 above 12 and for $20. Bop. Cool. So now we're going to jump to the other bagging package because we're just going to add weed whacking on top of that because I should have done that to the other one. We're going to end it at the end. Weed whacking. I meant trimming. Same thing, but whatever. Don't want to confuse anybody. Trimming, 4 minutes. Fucker. 4 minutes, we have to charge $7. So it will be $7 more. $27. 16 minutes. So take 16 times 1.666666. We get 26. So cool. So that was the bagged cut. $35. It's priced at. It takes 16 minutes and it costs $26. So now we're gonna go back to, we have the clean cut. So this package was almost everything. It was the mowing, bagging, weed whacking, blowing. The only thing we're missing from that section is edging. So let's just add the edging right there and then right now. Dumb. So 6 minutes to 16 plus 6 minutes equals 22 minutes. And then 26 plus 14 equals $40. So let's take this times 1.6666. So 22 times 1.666666, and that will get us 36.6. So let's call it an even $37. So full service is going to take 22 minutes and cost $37 for me to go out there. Probably leave this blank, or probably leave what I had to and crew, then go like this. So full service. So we have basic cut left. So basic cut is $25. The basic cut deals with mowing, mow plus. So this would mean 2 minutes, trimming 4 minutes, plus mowing 4 minutes, boom, $7 plus $3. And really this should be 4, but it's alright. I don't think it's gonna take that long, especially if it can be done by the Skags. So it means we gotta bring 2 things over. So we're adding 2 minutes plus $3, 2 minutes. So 8, 10, 12 minutes, and that 14, 15, 16, 17, $20. 12 times 1.6 will equal $20. All right, so this means that it'll take 12 minutes equaling $20. All right, let's move on to the last package. Bye. I could have done there. I could have just added edging into that, but whatever. Is clean cut on here? Oh, it is. Wait, what? Basic cut, clean cut, bag cut. I don't have basic cut on here, do I? Basic cut, quick cut, clean cut. Oh, I don't have clean edge. So clean is going to be $35. So what's in the clean edge? The clean edge is mowing, weed whacking, blowing, and edging. So what we're gonna do here is going to 12 minutes plus edging for, oh shoot, mowing for, we're gonna add 6 minutes to that bit. We're gonna equal that at 18 minutes. This is going to equal 20 plus 14 equals 34. So this is the closest package I have to actually making what it's going to make. So 18 times 1 point. That's gotta be wrong. Oh, it was the wrong one, shoot. 1, 0, so that's 30. My numbers are all right, because this equals $30. So 18 equals $30. Section that off. All right. And that is the breakdown of what I'm going to do this year. And then even on top of that, I'm going to time everything. I'm going to get some software where it's going to track everywhere you go throughout the entire day. So I'll know exactly how long each of my guys was at a specific place at a specific time. And then we can go back and use this information to prove the numbers, adjust accordingly, because I don't think, according to my numbers here, I can charge 15, 25, 35, 45, 25, and 35 and still hit margins and above. So still have the opportunity to run a very good business. So that's my plan. And if someone needs something where they're gonna offer, they don't want me to do it because of they think it's gonna be true, which I can just show them the numbers and be like, hey, I actually crunched everything, and the only way to do this is to have you be on my schedule. So there'll be some negotiation there. I just have to hit margins. I have to hit margins for this to work, and this is the first step into the overall business of what I want to do and the value I want to provide for my clients. So I don't think there's really much else to say other than I gotta post this thing and edit it and edit all sections of it. But this actually went way better than I thought it was going to go. Breaking these down was clutch. None of these even reach 40% margins except the bagging, which I didn't think bagging would.